guys, Jay. Welcome back to the channel. Oh my god, guys, this is just nuts. New York Toy Fair just started, and for Thundercats and Master Universe fans, I think, as a matter of fact, for all action figure fans, today's been just absolutely bonkers. And of course, I have to do this with my good friend, the man himself, the one who, of course, brings all the great news to Thundercats fans. Guys, please help me welcome my good friend, JP of Thundercats Classic. JP, what's going on, brother?
What's up, brother? Good, man.
Oh my god, dude! I'm over the moon, man. I'm over the moon. We were just talking about some of the things that we wanted to see from Super 7. We were just talking about some of the things we wanted to see for Master Universe and the Thundercats, and bro, today there's a lot of things to talk about, but then there's a lot of opportunities that are happening with this crossover and with just the whole thing that's been happening today. But I think it can easily be said, and I don't know if you agree with me on this, but I think this has been the most action figure heavy toy fair I've ever seen in a long time. I think that there's just everybody just decided to bring every single toy action figure that they've decided to bring out for the rest of the year. And I'm wondering if there's anything left for the rest of the year. What are your thoughts about the presence that's happened with action figures this year?
I think pretty much like it's different because in the sense of, how can I say, NECA, which were the ones that we were really really in suspense about, right? Because we were just asking ourselves the other day, what happened when Dungeons and Dragons? What happened when Gargoyles? And unfortunately, we got our confirmation visually. There is a total absence of both of those IPs at their booth. But it seems like they're playing it safe this year because I didn't see an introduction to any new IP other than Jaws, which is technically not new because they've already done the soft goods Mego style figures. There was nothing new, no new IPs.
Well, wait a second. This is only day one, right? So
you think they'll have more stuff tomorrow?
You know what? For example, and we'll get a little bit more into it, but Mondo, I have a funny feeling day two is they're probably gonna show something else because everything on Mondo's booth, they sort of showed it already on live streams, already on certain sorts of reveals. The only thing new at Mondo's booth, and we're gonna get into it right now, but the only real two things I saw at Mondo's booth that were really rather new were All Real Monsters and I think Adventure Time, right? Those are the two only real things that have been really brand new at
most current. Current.
I mean, we didn't even see today. I don't think anybody posted any photos of Evil Lynn, so I think they're gonna show more stuff tomorrow. I think that's probably what's gonna happen because again, there's 3 days, right? There's still 3 days. So day one, we're only gonna talk about day one right now. JP, this is gonna be nuts. In terms of what they showcase in day one, I think we were already ahead of the game right now because things are starting to move in different ways, and I'm really just excited about what we're seeing on day one. This is
it's pretty heavy. It's true considering for day one. Yeah.
But you know what? First of all, before we get started, how are you, JP? And of course, how's it going with From the Realm? I want to hear a little bit about that before we get started.
From the Realm, man, it's stuff cooking constantly. Like I've been getting communications from David about behind the scenes stuff and getting ready for Toylanta and stuff like that. Then our buddy Sebas communicating through WhatsApp from Spain, and he sent me and Carlos some videos of how the deluxe offering is shaping up, and let me tell you, it's going to be kind of a game changer if we get to pull off what we're doing as far as range of motion on the figure, features, swappable parts. It's just really, it's amazing, dude. Like the way things are coming together, and I can't wait to share it with the public. But I want to make sure things are final, things are nice and polished and ready to go before the public eye gets a glimpse of things.
Yeah, 100%. And of course, the raffle, right, which we should talk a little bit about at least. I'm very excited about what's happening with From the Realm. Guys, if you don't already know, this Friday, And we're going to talk a little bit about the details of this. But From the Realm is holding a mega raffle this Friday, and there's a lot of great prizes on the line, including this wonderful kit bash, which is like a custom Mumra and a custom Panthro from JP's personal collection. These things look freaking incredible, and they just are awesome. I really wish that there was a whole line of these guys, but
I wish.
luckily there's more to talk about, like 6-inch figures today. So
Yeah.
these guys look freaking sick.
Thanks.
We also have classic carded Venom available for the raffle. We have Daredevil from Mafex. We also got the first edition Venom from Mafex with the sticker. That one's freaking amazing. We also got the classic carded 6-inch Cobra Commander with chrome dual face. And this one's a heavy hitter. JP's surrendering his Serpentor G.I. Joe classified figure. That's crazy. People are still looking for that thing.
Yeah.
And for anybody who's a very rare collector, we have the Imaginext XL He-Man and Skeletor. These are like what are they, JP?
They're like almost, they're like 12 inches tall.
Yeah, they're like 10 or 12 inches for sure. They're huge.
mega figures. And they're not available in the United States.
No, they're South American only, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
Right? These are gorgeous. I love the way they look. Wish they came with swords, but they don't. But they look freaking incredible. They have the Master Universe branding. They have some amazing stuff, and they are official, by the way.
Yeah.
We also have the Bone Throne, which is a really great piece. If anybody has actually seen this in person, lights up with different color lights, and it has a shelf presence like you wouldn't believe. We also have the Shocker as well as Agent Venom on their classic cards. That Agent Venom figure is freaking amazing. JP, he looks awesome. JP is also giving up his glow-in-the-dark Mumra from Reaction, as well as I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this might be a European version, according to our good friend Jared over at Toy Bro. He educated us on that just the other day. So those are really cool giveaways on that side. We also have Stan Sakai Adventures of Samurai Usagi. Actually, this is not Stan Sakai. This is actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably part of the cartoon collection, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Yeah.
So that one's actually part of the cartoons. We also have the DX Lion-O. And you know what? I had a closer look at this. He looks pretty good. And honestly, now with the new announcements that we're talking about today, this is actually a must-have figure now, I think. Wouldn't you say so, JP? I think he is a must-have figure.
No, definitely. It's such a stark difference from what we had before, which was more like a Lion-O rooted in a Masters of the Universe Classics body. Right. This is more rank and bass than ever before. It moves pretty damn well, and overall, it's a great figure. There's little qualms that I have about it, like the Sword of Omens is very plain Jane, and that claw shield is tiny because the way they made it so it just plugs in at the wrist, versus the way the other claw shields were a little bit larger. I think they should have still made it larger. Brian kind of went into this whole spiel, like justifying why it was so small and whatever, but I think the claw shield should be much bigger. That's the way it's shown in the cartoons and stuff. But yeah, overall, it's a really cool figure. It's been highly sought after.
Yep. And with today's announcements, I think it's going to be much more sought after, more so than before. A lot of things, and we're going to get to that in a second. But we also have the big boy, the one that I think a lot of people would be gunning for. I can't believe JP's doing this, but he's giving away a Magneto from Mondo, and I do believe that this is the limited edition Magneto. Is that correct?
Correct. This is the time edition that comes with the alternate portraits. It comes with the old man Magneto, with like the goatee and stuff, and it also brings the morph.
That's excellent. And this is a much more sought after figure, so definitely everyone's going to be gunning for that one. We also got some really cool giveaways as well. The NECA Halloween figures, and these ones are just, if you guys haven't seen these in person, they are amazing. So definitely
they're amazing.
People are just going to go after that. And we have the Ka Sorceress Tila another figure which hasn't actually been seen very often in stores. So it's really great to see this in the raffle. And the big boy, the one that I think a lot of collectors are going to want, is the actual prototype. And this one's not cheap, guys. This is the prototype of the vampire from the realm. Talk to us a little bit about that and why this is such a great giveaway.
Yeah, this is the entrance exhibit piece that we had printed on the fly to exhibit at Legion's Con last November. And it's just an amazing figure. Even though it's a static output, it depicts all the articulation. You can see all the range of movement that the figure is going to have once it's in hand. So it was a great representation with the short time that we had to prepare our offerings for the show. I think we did great by having multiple looks at the figure. You know, the one in the sarcophagus, that one in a creepy pose. We had the other one standing up straight with the wings. And I think this will be great for someone that's really into vampires that might want even customize it, you know. I don't think the Horsemen have ever done something like this. They'll do like Paint Masters, where they're just gray, but they're fully articulated production figures. Whereas this is like a resin 3D printed prototype. This is like very, very early stages of production. And yeah, you know, I'm like so excited and so motivated for the success of this line that, you know, I'm willing to put this up as a prize for, you know, any kind of support that we get for this upcoming raffle. And of course, on Facebook, the proper verbiage is waffle, because the word raffle is not supposed to be used. But yeah,
it is a draw where it's actually a draw for all you guys who want to know. But anyway, guys, definitely this is going to be an amazing giveaway. Details are that this is going to be on Friday, and it's $5 per entry.
It's $5 a spot. I think there's a little bit of confusion in the sense of like, you don't have to be a member of From the Realm group on Facebook. So you can contact me via DM on From the Realm, or you can contact me on Facebook, or you could contact Toy Addict 26. You know, it's pretty much all my accounts. It's my project, and you could just tell me, hey, the PayPal information is right there. It's dsrivera76@aol.com, and just follow those instructions. There's no limit for spots, and then you just have to comment. No comments on the transactions, friends and family, and then you just got to give me your name, full name, and then give me the amount of spots that you're purchasing. $5 a spot, unlimited. We're gonna spin the wheel, pick a prize, and then spin the wheel again and pick the winner. The idea is to get at least 500 entries. So we're pretty far from that right now. We're hoping that, you know, we get more of a push after the weekend, and, you know, as people seem to watch these videos and look at what's going on. I don't think too many people are aware of this raffle and of the awesome prizes that are up for grabs. But yeah, hopefully we can get to spin the wheel and you know, have 25 people very happy that Friday. You don't have to be on the live to win. So if you're picked as a winner, we would contact you directly and make arrangements to ship the item to you. So the only thing is that if you're in out of the country, you'll have to cover your shipping expense. That's the only thing, but the item is free. For US customers, we'll go ahead and ship the item.
All right, guys. So I wanted to thank JP for this amazing raffle. Guys, don't forget, it's happening this Friday. We're going to keep talking about this throughout the week so that everybody knows about it, but a lot of great prizes to be had. And for only $5 an entry, you can literally walk away with a near, you know, $275 item, or JP didn't mention this, but this thing's close to the $600. Okay, this thing is not cheap.
I paid $375 to.
This is not cheap.
Overnight in California. So
these are not cheap. I'm telling you right now. So
yeah.
Basically, And of course, it's a piece of history. This thing is an incredible piece of history, and you guys will be helping a great cause from the realm to be able to help us to really kickstart this process for a wonderful line that is going to be amazing. Guys, thank you again. And of course, now let's talk about some Thundercats. JP, this is nuts. But just before we start talking about Thundercats, let's just say a quick hello to everybody who's in the chat right now. Thank you guys for joining us. It's also always great to see you guys. Pedro Ribeiro, all the way from Portugal. Jay, always listening. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Good to see. We interviewed Pedro and his wonderful customizations a little while ago. Frankie Rivera's in the house. Thundercats ho!
That's right.
Pedro Ribeiro, please talk about the news in Toy Fair. Yes, we will. 100%. Rockabilly Skydiver Bear. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, my friend. Lord Hoagie. All I care about is Mask. We'll talk about that in another episode, but Mask is killing it right now. Mask is really killing it. Maybe we'll touch on it at the end, but we really want to talk about Thundercats right now. Spencer Sanchez, what's going on, Spence? What's going on? Paul Morales is in the house. How you doing, brother? Doc O Collecting. Good evening, MOTU Thundercats. Let's go. Ray's in the house. Good to see you, Ray. Always great to see you, Ray. Rockabye Billy. What's up, Jay? What's up, Rockabye? Good to see Jay. Good to see Skydiver Bear. Frank Rivera, hola Pedro. To have your support, Jay and Hobie. Yes, good to see you, brother. Chef Amedi's in the house. What's going on, bro? Mark Morgan, ho. Antonio V Montaro the second. Did I miss anything? Not yet, brother. We're just getting started. Pedro, really quick. Looks like Mattel finally woke up in reality to the fans. Really versus the 80s fans fight zone. Vintage He-Man and Skeletor. New releases Fangman. Yes. We're going to touch on that today, but we're really going to concentrate right now on the crossovers. Chef Amedi, not sure how I feel about He-Man that goes to Thundercats. Love everything else. I have a different opinion. I have a very different opinion, and maybe I can convince you otherwise. Darkonin is in the house. What's going on, Jay? What's going on, brother? Hi, Jay and JP. What's going on, dude?
What's up,
Lord Hoagie? Hey, Nolan. What's going on? Nolan is in the house. What's going on, brother? Geek Industry Dad. Wow, awesome stuff. Yes. We are very shocked in many of these. Dave's Dimensions in the house. What's going on, Dave? How you doing, brother? And then we do have anybody else I haven't said hi to. I think we're all right. Everybody's having side conversations. RoboGeek 1973. Hey, Jay. Happy Toy Fair Day. Happy Toy Fair Day, bro. Saturday Morning Fan. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Alejandro Valdez.
Tim
What's
is
going on,
in the
baby Jay? What's going on, Alejandro? And Ramos Prime. Hey, Jay, hope you're doing good, brother. Not Thundercats related, but finally scored the first compendium of the Marvel's G.I. Joe comics. Excellent, bro.
Cool.
That is a big book. That is a big book. Tim Fryer, Ever Living Old Mumra. Yes, and you can win it. All you need to do is put in $5, and it's very possible you can win that Old Man Mumra. Mythic Dolphin. Hey, the Mythic Dolphin's in the house. Hi, Jay. My 9-year-old daughter, Taekwondo Black Belt, took a silver medal today at the VA State Opening Taekwondo Championship in sparring today. I'm proud. We are all proud of your daughter.
Congratulations, man.
Congratulations, Mythic Dolphin. Wow, that is incredible. And of course, Alejandro will have the last word for now. I'm loving all the New York reveals. Yes, the toy show must go on. And here we go, everybody. Let's get to it. So, JP, holy crap. Super 7 had quite the presence at Toy Fair 2025. And let's go over a few of the little tidbits before we get to the main course. They showed off a whole bunch of great stuff. By the way, these photos come courtesy of our good friends over at toyarc.com. They're a wonderful toy news resource for action figures all year round. Give them a like and a follow. Tell them the J and JP of Thundercats Classics sent you. This was a crazy reveals, and they really did bring it. Brand new stuff for the O-Ring line. These have actually been in stores previously, but I do like the Sunbow connection. We have the Fatal Fluffies. When I saw these at the Toy Sorceress's post, I was shocked that they actually made this thing. Do you remember the cartoon, JP?
I do remember the cartoon, but I don't remember like significant characters such as this.
This was not that significant.
Just like I don't even remember that whole Dreadnought rock band thing.
Yeah, exactly. But that has a significance on its own. But this one is actually a Pokemon that attacked the Joes. It was a funny thing. It was Pokemon before Pokemon. Really cool to see him though. We have Duke from the Sunbow collection and Serpentor. That was a really cool one. I think a lot of people were waiting for this Superintor to go with their vintage collections. And then we have Ramar, who was also part of the Sunbow collection, Giant Warrior from, I believe, the second series. So really cool to see these guys. Some really cool classic MOTU style figures. We have Motorheads, Lenny. Always good to see him. And new Conan the Barbarian figures, which, of course, are my personal favorites. I don't know if I'm going to go really deep on this line. I already have a couple of them. Are you interested in the 5.5 inch scale original MOTU style?
Not really, man. I'm not a big fan of, like, I appreciate its nostalgic aspect, but I'm just like, I have to really like filter things down. There's so much plastic crack out there. You really gotta like narrow your choices
I
down.
agree.
Man.
I totally.
I'd rather lean more on spending my hard-earned money on stuff that articulates and I can pose in dynamic poses. That's
there's
me.
Nothing, there's nothing wrong with that. We do see an empty shelf at the bottom, so I am expecting that more reveals will be coming later in the weekend. So, guys, stay tuned. And what's really cool, of course, with these Micronauts. Now, this is a bit of a weird situation. They're releasing these Micronauts, but do their parts come off? I don't think so. I think these are just straight up reaction figures. What are your thoughts about did you ever collect Micronauts, JP?
I didn't. I think the closest I got to this kind of scale was GoBots.
Yeah.
I had GoBots back in the day.
Yeah.
And
so it's sorry, go ahead.
And Zoids also.
And Zoids, yeah. So it's an interesting move that they actually released these figures, as I don't think they actually detach. So, and then they don't have any magnets. So it's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we do have the 5.5 inch Thundercats. Now, I was saying in my video the other day that I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was either Loyal Subjects or it was Funko, who actually already released the Savage Land Thundercats.
Funko did, yeah.
Yeah. So these, I don't know, are these a reissue of those? Are
no,
they like
no, these are totally new. They're designed by Super 7's in-house designers and sculptors. It's just a coincidence that, Funko had a go at this a few years back, but I want to say it happened probably like right after. I think they took advantage of that little gap when Mighty Collector went away and everybody was kind of waiting for someone to pick up Thundercats. I think Funko came in and they did those Savage Land type Thundercats figures.
Yeah, I believe you're also correct, because again, it was supposed to go in line with the DC Savage Land scale, right? Yeah. So I think that they were trying to again do another crossover, which they couldn't technically do. And it's interesting to see that Super 7 has actually picked up the ball on this. I will say, and now I don't think I have to worry about this necessarily. I was considering picking these up specifically because I think they fit a little bit better with my Cat's Lair. But then something was announced today, which blew my mind anyway. So I think that we don't have to worry about that anymore. But at any rate, there are people who are picking these up, and they are a pretty interesting, footnote. I'm not going to say it that way. Maybe if they were a little bit cheaper, I would definitely be thinking about picking these up. But for now, they don't articulate much, just like JP said, and that is a very big consideration for $30 freaking dollars.
Yeah,
I think that really is.
For $5 more, you got a fully posable figure. So
at this point,
kind of a no-brainer,
Again, the marketing here just is a little bit strange. Just
yeah.
A lot more reaction rock and roll figures. Spinal Tap is here, of course. Very cool. Motley Crue. We see a lot of cool things like there. These guys are really neat. They're really leaning into their music roots, right? Because originally that's what they concentrated on first, right? Like underground music labels. So it's really cool to see these guys, and they really are bringing a lot of them. ODB, Ghostface, all these guys, really cool stuff. So really cool to see all these guys, and now we even have Sabotage, right? Yeah. The Sabotage music video figures from Ultimates, which is really cool. Yeah, I actually like these ones. These ones actually might be something interesting. And what's really cool about these guys, if you're a customizer, these guys could just be regular dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like background fodder cops.
Yeah, or they don't even need to be cops. I mean, like the Vic Colifar right there. Like, he's not wearing any identifying marks. right?
That's
And
true.
if you paint over this, or if you even just use Scotch tape or something like that, you can probably cover up the badges on these guys too, right?
Mhm.
Nathan Wind, Alessandro Algeri, Alegre, sorry, Alegre. What the heck was I saying? But yeah, so awesome stuff. And of course, if you picked up the super pack, pre-order it on super7.com alone, you get a super pack, which is really neat. So yeah, a lot of great. Sometimes I wonder how they get away with this stuff, but again, that was part of the Slayer set, so it's okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, and these are really cool for me too. I was a huge fan of Where the Wild Things Are. I loved the book as a kid. If I had kids, I would definitely be picking these up for them. Like this is. What do you think about did you read Where the Wild Things Are when you were?
Absolutely. I think that's a staple of most people that, grew up in the 70s and 80s. That and Busy World.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Busy World was a huge
Ri-
part of my growing up.
Richard Scarry and all
Richard
those.
Scarry, dude.
Yeah, those gigantic books, man. They were huge, right? They were
Mhm.
like oversized. It
Mhm.
was really fun. And
Super nostalgic vibes there.
yeah,
I think the only thing that literally, as far as books, literature for children, that I have not seen represented in toy form is Shel Silverstein. Well, the walk
mm,
where, like, the upside down sidewalk and
yep,
those kind of poem books.
yep,
It would
yep.
be cool to have figures of stuff like that. But obviously it's all black and white, so it'd be interesting though. I think Super Seven, if anybody would tackle it, it would probably be Super Seven.
Pardon me. I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. It's dusty in here. Then we have some Conan reaction figures. We also have some Willy Wonka reaction figures, Godzilla figures, which I think a lot of people, if you're a Godzilla fan, a Toho fan, you're definitely going to want to pick up these guys. And again, that's part of where Super 7 really made their mark back in the day for vinyl Sophobi type of things. We got some more Gremlins on the reaction line. They're looking really cool. I remember actually having very similar figures back in the day when I was a kid.
Mhm.
I love these Richard Scarry figures. They're just so nostalgic. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? The cat, the wolf, Mr. Fix It. I love these guys. And there we go. This is really what we came here for, guys. This is the one. I was worried, JP. I'm not scared to say this. I was worried about the DX line. I was actually very, very concerned. What was your original first before we get really deep into this? What was your original thoughts about the original release of Munkian and Lion-O for the DX line originally?
It was very odd, very odd choice because they're skimming the figure by so much. There's so much less stuff coming with them. Like, it's weird to see Monkey in without his iconic shield. You
Yeah,
know,
that is very strange.
um, they took that away. And it's basically the same figure. So I feel like for someone like you and I that own the original deluxe figure, there's really no point other than just if you're like a completist and you want to have the DX line carded, but there's really no point in buying this monkey. And so this is definitely for those who are just finding out about this toy line, or for those who have never ordered stuff like direct from like a BBTS or a super7.com, and it's just one of those kind of consumers that they'll pick up stuff that they see on the shelves at their local Target. So I get the point of introducing a whole new consumer group to this line, and that's exciting. I mean, it's amazing to see this IP in retail stores right now. Like, it's just being that it's something that's so close, near and dear to my heart, and my growing up, to see that brand on the pegs, it's fantastic.
100%. I am exactly like you. Now, here's the thing. I don't see these on the pegs. I can only see these at specialty stores or retail or comic book stores and things like that, right? Even Titan Toys has these now. I believe. I believe they have a Lion-O. They don't have Monkey in yet. But I'm of the same sort of take with yours. It does seem weird not to have the iconic shield, because that actually was very much part of Monkey in the LJN line, right?
Mhm.
The LJN had he had a removable helmet, a mace, and of course the shield. So not having the shield seems a bit strange, but I understand at a $35 price point they had to cut somewhere, right? So I sort of understand where that comes from. Lion-O again, there's a lot of polarizing ideas that, you know, the face looks weird, everything looks really strange, but we got to remember this is not Ultimates. This is definitely something for, you know, Rankin and Bass type of designs, right? That's
Yeah.
actually the way you should look at this. And when you start looking at it that way, I think everything starts to, you know, get a little bit more understanding on that side. And then today, what a bombshell! This is something we were just talking about the other day, JP. Holy crap! There they are. You know, we were talking about it, and you know what? Whisper their names 3 times, and there they are. They actually have. They've done it. They've actually done it. A new version of Tygra, and I'm not going to say a new version of Chitara. I'm going to
No.
just. I think you and I are going to have a discussion right now about that. But definitely, 100%, Tygra. Tygra. I think. You know what? Thank God. The days of $150 to $200 Tigers are gone. You know what I mean? Like this is what I think a lot of fans have been waiting for. Oh, where'd they go? Hold on, I just lost them.
Tygra just disappeared, bro.
I know.
He smacked his whip on the ground and
pretty much he literally like faded from existence. So here we go, guys. I just want to get the closer look at these. Oop, there we go. So let's take a closer look at Tygra and Cheetara. What are your thoughts? What are your initial thoughts, JP? First of all, why don't you go ahead and tell us what the updated what's with the updated look? What's new here, and what is much more improved here?
So actually, Tygra? I can grab my Tygra, and we can kind of compare.
Let's do it.
So here's
so
Tygra 1.0, right?
Give me a second. There we go.
And then if we look closely, Tygra 1.0 is more of like a teal and an aquamarine blue versus this Tygra is the original colorway that we saw in the first solicitations of Tygra. So we've got that more of like a baby blue on the chest versus this all around kind of like a teal aquamarine blue. They got rid of like that weird airbrushing, like I got dirt on my abs.
Yeah, I know, that was so strange.
And but then they removed some deco. So you can see the boots are one solid baby blue. They did not paint in the little stones right here.
Yep.
And the elbow pad is no longer absent. You could see the baby blue right on the
shoulder pauldron. Yeah, is there. Yep.
You could see the strap. Now they did get rid of the golden deco. So the golden deco on the shoulder pauldron is absent. They painted it all blue. But these are like simple things that I think we could either take like a metallic paint marker and correct that shit ourselves. You know, it's not a deal breaker. What I found a little odd, though, to be honest with you, is that they didn't give us like a 2.0 Tygra like they did with Lionel, because it's been so long and there were so many things to correct. I still feel like this Tygra is a little too beefy as far as like his physique. But what do you think? Maybe they're planning on a updated Tygra in the deluxe format and the Ultimates format?
Yeah, so I mean, there are still a couple of things which are obviously not 100% with this Tygra, and but at the price point, I think the biggest takeaway from this is that you're not. First of all, people can finally get their Tygra for those people who missed out on it, right? I think that's one of the biggest takeaways from this one. At the same time, I think you're right. There's still a lot of things which are a little bit lacking, especially since they took away paint. I'm wondering though if this was just for the show and they still have time to correct that, because fans are gonna talk about this. So fans are gonna be upset about that, right? The fact that there's less paint, right, and there's no paint, right? That's really
I bet you that's the final, because it's like usually sometimes when there's stuff like that's not final, they'll do like a cardboard printout. It's not a physical, an actual physical figure inside the blister. And if you look at Lionel, what they did was they made the sword like a plastic color. They didn't paint it silver. And they did miss a lot of paint hits on Lion-O, but with Lion-O, it's a little less visible. Yeah, that's like, it's weird because that's the original solicitation. I could have sworn he was more like a baby blue, like the way the figure is on the
Yeah.
DX now.
Yeah, but again, he's got more of a teal look in the original solicitation from way back. And it's still a painted, what's it called?
The elbow pad.
The elbow pads, yeah, they're still somewhat painted. So I mean, it literally is in a lot of ways just a, I don't want to say update. It's weird to say update. It's more like a downgrade in some cases, but an upgrade in some cases, right? Because definitely one of the major problems, major complaints was definitely the stomach. I think the stomach was the biggest complaint for all collectors. So it's like they corrected a few things, but they subtracted a few things. It's really strange. And it's also interesting that they only gave one version of the whip, but I understand why. Because obviously he came with two different whips and the shorter bolo in the original release. But I think that it's probably a good option to have the cloth whip. And we don't know if he doesn't come with the shorter whip. We just can't see down below the file card, right? But the face, I think it looks somewhat better. Is that similar to the one you have in hand, or is it a little bit?
No, because I have the angry portrait. Unfortunately, I'm kind of messed up my other head because I was trying to repaint it because I wasn't too happy with the orange that they chose and stuff like that. So I was trying to basically lighten up and give it more of like a lighter complexion on the lighter color of his face, but it got a little messy and I just had to pop on the angry portrait on mine.
That's okay. We all try to perfect what we have, but still, as I said, I think the biggest takeaway from Tygra is that people can actually afford to get him now at $35. I think a lot of people are going to be very happy.
Absolutely, I got to get two of these because I got to rock one on card and have one to open.
Absolutely, I'm in love with this. I'm definitely going to get Tygra, and you know what? Don't sleep on this, guys, because the last time people slept on this, Tygra literally went out of stock immediately, and now he's asking ridiculous prices for the ultimates. So let's talk about Cheetara. I think this is just a straight up repack, if I'm not mistaken. What are your thoughts on this one, JP?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think we were both hoping for a new head sculpt.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, definitely. It's interesting that I'm surprised that I'm looking at it there that they offered the how would you call it, the mini version of her bow staff that connects to her gauntlet, and the actual bow staff. So there's two accessories, surprisingly. But yeah, it's the same Cheetara, man. Cheetara and Tygra need redos.
Yeah.
Specifically because of the fact that we're going more Rankin Bass. So when you look at your Lion-O now, I don't know if you have yours yet, but when you look at the Rankin Bass Lion-O and you display it amongst the rest of the Thundercat collection, he sticks out. I wouldn't say like a sore thumb, but he definitely sticks out because he is 100% animation accurate, whereas the other guys are like it's like a morphing of MOTU Classics and Thundercats, so they don't look 100% Rankin Bass. So I feel like if they did it with Lion-O, they need to at least do the same treatment across the board for the main, at least the heroes, because I want to say that for the most part the villains look very, very cartoon accurate. I don't think there's anything they could really do with Monkey and Vulture Man or Jackal Man to make them more Rankin Bass, but the heroes,
for sure, it's impossible. Slide is perfect.
The heroes could definitely use a 2.0 treatment, all of them.
I think so too. There's a lot more that I wanted here. I wanted a new head sculpt. I was hoping for a new head sculpt. I was hoping for a new Cheetara. And when we get to the Master Universe cross Thundercats, I think we'll have a lot to talk about. What was possible. And I'm hoping that eventually they'll correct that. For the extra tiny accessory, I think it also is because she's a very small character. So I guess they felt that they needed to include something else just to justify the re-release. But at the end of the day, I think that the cost is really where it is. I think $35 is a great price for another Cheetara and a new Tygra. So I think in that they've succeeded. So there's going to be Q2 of 2025. I'm very excited about this, and of course that they can start showing up at Target or Walmart anytime now. I think that's probably what's going to happen. So guys, keep an eye out on both of these guys, because I think very, very quickly they're going to start showing up at retail shelves. It should also be noted that both Monkey and Lino are actually available on super7.com right now, actually. So if you guys haven't picked up your Lino or Monkey just now, and you're in an international market like myself, that might be another avenue for you to pick up.
They're also in stock, I believe, at BigBadToyStore.com as well right now.
Yep. And Entertainment Earth, I'm pretty sure. So there are more options for everybody to pick up this DX line. All right, so that was super exciting. There were a lot more features on the Super 7 booth, but I think that we can start moving forward. Just want to take a quick glance to see if there's anything else surprising on
Let me ask you something, Jay, regarding Super 7.
Oh, there she is.
Do you think there's any possibility that we'll see the Sky Cutter and the new Vultureman before the show is over?
I believe that's actually in the case. I mean, they have it. We have already seen the photography. We know the photography.
I was surprised to not see that today. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's the thing.
Why technically there's no reason for them to hold out, because it's already been revealed in Toy Collector magazine. So I was surprised that it wasn't on display. So I assumed it's just not going to be there.
I'm not sure. I think that there's 3 days left. There's 2 days left. And I do believe in my own, as I stated before, I think that they will actually probably showcase it probably tomorrow or the next day. I have a funny feeling that that's probably at least in the cards. I think that's possible. Tiamat was there. Now Tiamat's already been showcased, and but as you said, I fear for the health of the Dungeons and Dragons line. I'm not sure that, because they haven't talked about it lately.
There's nothing new on display.
We should have at least heard about we should have at least heard about Bobby. Sorry, not Bobby. Yeah, Bobby. We should have at least heard about Bobby. Yeah, Eric and Presto, as well as what was the acrobat's name again? Angela. I can't remember. Anyway, the acrobat. Those are the last in the line. So I'm really hoping they at least finish it, because their figures are much, in my opinion, their figures are much better than Hasbro's figures. Just saying. A lot of comments in the comment section, guys. Thank you again for being here tonight. Let's just go over a few of them. Holy crap! Thanks, you guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Saturday Morning Fan, can't wait for the Transformers compendiums. Also, that's going to be awesome. Nasis custom design, great year to be a toy collector. It sure is. It's also going to be a very expensive year as well. Because we're going to be they're going to be hitting us hard. Saturday Morning Fan, just in time for Micronauts Marvel Comics Epic Collection. Interesting. Again, I'm wondering about the if anybody's actually interested in these. Zoids were Stariors in America till the 90s, right? Had a few Stariors as a kid. I always knew them as Zoids. I don't know. I've never like Stariors. I don't know. Does anybody know if they were called Stariors in the US? I always knew them as Zoids. $30. I'll take the MOTU Thundercats. It's not for everybody for sure, but you know what? If you have been collecting the line for this long, you know just what kind of value that is. It's actually pretty good value. Rose Prime. I feel like robotics walked so Zoids could run. You know what? That's true. Robotics was decent, but Zoids were so much more fun. They were all wind-up toys, but they were great. They were just a lot of fun. Let's see here. Anybody else we haven't said hi to? Healing Dread. 90s kids were also read. 90s kids also read the Wild. Everybody, the books are still available. Healing Dread. They haven't stopped making the books. The books are still readily available, so it's still a big thing. Although I don't think kids read many books these days. I think that's the real problem. Jason Fitz. They should be doing this as the Wild Things at a $10 to $12 range. Yeah, but that's not how Super 7 rolls, man. That's That's not how Super 7 rolls. Fun Pics is in the house. What's going on, brother? Guys, if you haven't already, check out Fun Pics on Instagram. Wonderful toy photographer. Good to see you, brother. A nerd with a suit. Ho! Hey, yo. Yo, peoples, I got my wish too. They unveiled the new Avatar toys. Oh, so good. We're not gonna, if we have time later, we'll definitely cover that. Eric Villieu, I missed the Ultimate at decent price, so these are likely a must-have for you. Yes, actually, 100%. If you definitely missed out on the Ultimates, these will save you big bucks. Timescales. Greg was in the house. Howdy from California. Had to watch YouTube exercise ads just to get here. What does that say about all of us? I need to exercise. I think that's what it says to me. Let's see here. Oh, Neatality. These are cool looking. Yes, they are. Much better than the crossover ones. Well, you know what? Again, let's take a closer look at that too, because I guess it depends if you're a MOTU fan or not too. I think that's a big situation as well. Judge Dreads. Yeah, I know. Cheetara got thick thighs. That's good. She's got back. She's definitely got back. I have to say that. Eric, my view with the deluxe is that they're setting up extra weapons gets or set a cheaper price that's going to have more, like Monkey and Shield and stuff like that. Do you think they'd ever re-release the Ultimates? I'm not sure that they would at this point.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Neatality. No, these are Super 7. These are Super 7 figures. We're gonna get to the crossovers in a minute. Draconin. Ultimate, I guess, represents their top tier, so supposedly it should have the best paint, accessories, sculpts, etc. Supposedly, yes. On execution.
That was the goal. They had one job. I don't think they
had one job. Yeah,
right.
They had one job. Alejandro. Yes, there's also a younger version of Tygra from episode 1. A younger version of Tygra? I don't know what you're talking about. There's no younger version of Tygra.
Yeah,
I know that there's a kid version from one episode.
Yeah,
kid version of Cheetara, kid version of Panthro, kid version of Cheetara of Tygra.
I was give a shout out to all my viewers on Thundercats Classics. I see my IG is popping there. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned because we're going to be talking about Thundercats X MOTU.
Yes.
Next, so we'll be taking a deep dive on those
in a bit. 100%. Judge Dreads, $35. Yes, $35. It's really, really affordable. Oh wow, it's big. Yes, it is. It is really big. A nerd with a suit. Natality, why are you saying that? Why are you bringing it up? Yes. Unfortunately, many of us have seen Thundercats roar.
I refuse to watch those episodes.
All the way from the Netherlands. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for being here tonight. It's great to see new viewers from all over the world. All right, let's see here. She fell just short in execution. She did, unfortunately, and it's unfortunate because the Paint Masters look great. If you look at the very first solicitations for the Paint Masters, she looked amazing.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happens with the factories. I just don't understand how that works. Tim Ferrier, Panther was getting a 2.0 pinless treatment. We heard that. I'm hoping it comes true.
It's happening. Brian told me in my last interview with him. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be either a DX or we'll probably get a Panthro 2.0 deluxe, like Ultimate. I mean, with alternate looks, alternate heads, and stuff.
Let's see what happens. Erwin Papa, what's going on, brother? How you doing tonight?
Erwin's amazing artist, man.
Yeah. The figures are great. They're incredible. Grand 460. Jay, just joining. Real work comes first before toys. Thanks for your info. No problem, brother. Always good. Good to see you. Anybody else do we have? Tim, vintage Mumra and Panthro was shown. Oh, really?
From he's talking about the vintage, the MOTU kind of 5-point articulation figures.
No, but then why do you say Mumra and Panthro?
He shared the pictures. They're on my IG right now.
Okay, that's what I mean. Did he get that crossed up? Because it's not Mumra and Panthro.
Yeah, it is.
It is? Wait a second. Hold on. No. Vintage? Or are you talking about crossover?
Vintage.
Really? Hold on. I didn't. Wait, what?
Just pull up my IG. You'll see it.
Yeah. Let me take a look at that. Hold on. I am only because I'm confused. Hold on. What's it called? Thundercats Classics. I am so confused what you're talking about right now. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I see what you're saying. Really?
Mm-hmm.
But who is this? Is that?
I think that looks like a solicitation. I don't think that's from the toy show floor.
Oh no, these are the 5.5s. This is the
Right.
remember we talked about the 5.5s?
The
So they
vintage.
finally so they're also releasing these as the 5.5s.
Like
Okay.
that's the next wave, I guess.
All right, I get it. Again, it's going to be interesting, right? And I really again we'll talk about that in a second.
I won't pay $30 for those.
No, that's what I'm saying too. Anyone that we haven't talked to yet? Eric Villeu. Did anyone see the Thundercats MTU Panthro? Yeah, we just talked to literally just talked about it. Or is it me that they switched one of his arm for a gun? No, we're going to talk about that in a second. The Master Universe Panthro. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second. I just want to see if anybody. Anthony Jameson, what's going on, brother? How you doing tonight? Billy Butch, 1980. Yep, MOTU Thundercats fan for me. Absolutely. Eric Davis in the house. What's going on, dude? Sean, the experience. I hope Super 7 gets the rights to MOTU back. It would be nice, but honestly, I that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
The way they just introduced Club Grayskull, it's not going to happen.
Not
No way. Alejandro, Tygra was struck by the radiation and also got aged slightly. Everyone aged slightly. If you're talking about the fact that Tygra doesn't have any, like he had all orange hair at one point, maybe I'm not really gonna get. There's a lot of discussions of that on online. Thunder Cup, where in episode 2? Yeah, Thunder Cubs, yes. I don't think it was episode 2 though. Let's see here. Last comment before we move on. Tim Frere. These are 5 point. Yep. We just I realized what it was now.
Understand. Cheetara and Jaga in the works too.
Got you.
Cool.
Nerd with a suit. When did Super 7 lose the rights to MOTU? I forgot. It was just before Origins. The year before Origins. So it would have been 2019, 2018, one of those 2 years. It was one of those. And one more time, Grand 460. I'm all in for mask vehicles and figures. We'll see if we have enough time to talk about that. But in the meantime, let's talk about some Masters of the freaking Universe. And holy crap, JP. I think this one, there's a lot of positives to talk about these, but there's also a couple of things which we do have to cover here. So Mattel showcased all of their Masters of the Universe and Thundercats. So it's Master Universe Cross Thundercats. That's the official title, which JP, what do you think about that title?
It's just weird because it makes me think of like those collabs, like if Puma does like a collab with Masters of the Universe. Like I thought there was going to be an official title, similar to what they did with Turtles of Grayskull. I thought they were going to do something like, like Masters of Third Earth or something like that.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, the marriage of the two logos looks really hot. I love the graphics, the stones popping out and stuff, and if you look at one of the pictures I posted, it was picture credit for Rod B Toys. He took an actual long shot of the whole podium with all the figures, and I think it gives us our first glimpse at the card art.
Yes, I believe you're right, and we will definitely be taking a closer look at that. What happened here? No, wrong one. Where is it? I don't know why that didn't come up. But anyway, I know what you're talking about. It's actually right here. There it is.
Here it goes.
Yeah. So this looks awesome. Just incredible artwork, and I'm really excited to see how this goes across. Is it Nate Birch? Who do you think designed this card art, or is it maybe a new artist entirely?
No, it doesn't look like Nate Birch to me. It looks like it's possibly the guy that's working on Origins.
Maybe, yeah, Axel Jimenez. There were a lot of great artists who have been working behind the scenes, so it could be anyone. I'm really eager to find out who did the artwork. But in the meantime, before we get to that mystery, let's go ahead and talk about the figures themselves. So we're going to go. There are a lot of other real amazing releases as well, but let's go straight to the figures for the crossover. Holy crap! Is this wave 1 and 2, JP? What do you think?
Yep. And then it looks like Skelra is like a standalone figure, and you
Yep.
could see from this picture,
Oh,
from this
sorry.
perspective, Skelra is definitely a big boy.
He's a
He
good luck.
looks like, I don't know, Jay, if you look at the zoomed in image, I got a vibe like just the Skelra figure is more of a Masterverse buck than an Origins. If you look at
Because of its
how the
size.
body is,
Yeah.
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 You look at the orientation, the way the body is, the proportions, it looks like a Masterverse body.
And you might be right. You might be right. But on that level, it would save them a lot of money on the actual tooling as well.
Mhm.
But it would definitely remain to be seen as we're actually getting close to the final release. But other than that, he looks gorgeous. I love the look on his face.
Mhm.
Those beady little eyes with the red with the red bleeding look, and the fact that his mouth is open, very much like Mumra whenever he's screaming. I just love that whole design. The new headdress, with the cowl and the Havoc staff horns, so good. And of course, he's holding the sword of Plundar. I'm getting some really. I'm feeling good about this line. I'm feeling good about this line. I had doubts before, but now seeing the actual figures again, the paint masters were not the best on the first pictures, but these ones look a lot more substantial.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about Battle Cat here? He looks
Battle Cat Man looks super cool, man. I
Oh,
like
looks
it. He has a bit of a Cringer vibe,
Mhm.
I wish he was a little more ferocious, or like maybe he had like an alternate head or something. But who knows? I'm pretty sure that if the line, has legs, they'll probably revisit the character in a more deluxe format or something like that. But I'm just wondering if that helmet is removable.
I think it is. I think we actually saw that it was removable at some point because if you zoom in on it, let me just
Mhm.
do a quick zoom. Um, it's not definitive, but it looks like there's a gap right here, right?
Okay.
So I'm curious, and the way it's sitting, I
Mhm.
think it could be removed, in my personal opinion. But well, I guess we'll see more in the solicitations because the ears are just peeking out at a different angle, right?
Let me ask you something, Jay. In the past, when Mattel, for example, like last year, well, there hasn't been a toy fair, right? There was a gap. There hasn't been a toy fair in what, 2 years
No, there
because
was a
of the
toy fair last year.
pandemic.
No,
There
there
was
was
one last year, but then
a
there
toy
was
last year. Yeah,
there was no toy fair for like 1 or 2 years, I think.
there was. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That
Um,
was true.
when Origins was at toy fair last, did Mattel switch up the display throughout the days? Because I'm wondering if they're going to remove all this Eternian armor and display what the Thundercats characters will look like
So,
without the armor on other days.
so I noticed this a lot, oftentimes that depending on who's doing interviews and stuff, some of the staff will actually actively remove things as they're talking to people, right?
Mm.
So every now and then you'll actually see this. If you're there on the right time, you actually will see things getting removed and added. Like we could see Skelrot tomorrow as Mumra.
Yeah,
If
because
that's
that's what I'm hoping to see. Because I'll be honest, overall, I'm excited. Right? It's
yeah.
Thundercats in another light. It's another excuse to have an awesome IP in retail because Mattel's the big company that can actually muscle that through. But I'm not really feeling this whole mashup armor stuff. So I want to really see what the Thundercats will look like when you put their original gear on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that tiara on Lionel. I don't like I don't like that man at arms kind of weird cosmic vibe on Panthro. So I want to see them represented as Thundercats. I want to see what that looks like.
I'm actually digging this new style, but again, it's going to be subjective to everybody, right? So
I
that's
dig the He-Man. Out of all the mashup stuff, I dig the He-Man. He's got more of like a King Grayskull, and I love how they did that like lion head on the chest piece. Super cool design and concept. But
yep.
everybody else just looks so wild and crazy. Aside from Battle Cat Man, I want to say my favorite is Skelra for sure. Second runner up now after seeing it is He Man, and third is Battle Cat Man.
Yep.
The rest of the figures are like I'm just not digging the mashup armor.
Well, again, it's still very early, and I know where you're coming from, but there's a lot of fans are going to be are going to choose their sides on this one for sure. Like but honestly, it is an interesting new direction, and when you actually transform them, like you said, it will be really interesting to see what happens when they're transformed.
Yeah,
That will determine how many what's it called Thundercats fans are really going to jump on for sure. Looking at Lionel here, I'm glad that we have these newer photos because even though they still have the nose wrong, I don't know how that they screwed that up. That's just so weird. But he's still looking a lot better here, especially with the new armor. I think this is actually still that same because you can see it definitely is a paint master.
Mhm.
There's a lot of blemishes going on. These things are so delicate,
Those
right?
cracks, everything. Yeah,
Yeah, they're very delicate for the paint masters. So this is still the very same paint master we saw photographed earlier. So I think there's still time to fix many of the things that we see here. But I love the way the tempo is done on the Thundercat symbol. The armor to me is great, and the reason that is because I'm first and foremost I'm a Master Universe fan. I of course Thundercats is my number two. Actually, that's hard to say. I think they're both. It's a hard mix between the two. It's so hard for me to choose between my children. But I do love a mashup like this, which is allows you to actually change the way their costumes look. It will be interesting to see how that's finally done. When it comes down to the other characters, as JP was saying, um, He-Man is looking very interesting. And the other thing I really want to talk about I love these new bucks. I think that they are the ones that are going to be really interesting for the future
hmm,
because these are starting to look like 2000 X bucks to me. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
the way the Four Horsemen had designed them, with slightly sleeker bodies. You know what I mean? And like you said, he has that King Grayskull type of feel, right? With the Eternian lion on his chest. You know what I mean? And the other armaments that he's adorned with. He looks very
Do
much like a savage type of He-Man.
do you think that's a helmet? That's right
This
there.
one here, I think that's a pauldron. That's
Oh,
a
okay.
pauldron. Yeah, if we look at the where was it here? That's definitely a pauldron. That's not a helmet. That's going to
Okay.
go on his arm, right? But and like you said, I would love to see his He-Man straps, which are included, right? The
Mhm.
He-Man straps are included with this character.
That's what I love about this. And like, I haven't bought a single turtle of Grayskull because, like, I'm just not into origins and I'm not a turtle guy.
Mhm.
But do they have that same formula where you can swap out the parts and have like a clean He-Man? They don't, right? Because they're like
Um,
mutated versions of MOTU, right?
so they do have a He-Man which can now get his original armor back, but it's weird because there's a scene in the comic where he busted one of his toes busted out. All of the He-Man have busted out toes. It's just so strange, and that kind of bugged me. That
Hmm.
still bugs me. But in a nutshell, yes, you can take off his armor, and he doesn't include armor, but you can just take one of the Origins armor and put it on top of him, for example. Like
Okay.
that's how that runs. What really gets me here, though, is the Sword of Power and Omens.
That's
That's
pretty
crazy. What are your
interesting.
thoughts
Yeah.
about that? What are your thoughts about this,
That's pretty
JP?
sick, man. It's a nice combination. It's kind of didn't I kind of do that in my design
I
when I
think
did the
you
concept
had a
art?
bit of that. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah, I did
remember.
put the Eye of Thundera on the power sword.
Yep, I
But
remember that.
it's like I said, it's ironic being a Thundercats fan. Uh Thundercats is my number one. I like He-Man best out of everybody.
Sure. But that's not that's also has to do with your aesthetic, right? Because
Yes,
again,
I think
you would much rather see Thunderians without their armor, right? So
yeah.
I think it really is important for us to eventually see what they look like as Thundercats. I think that's actually
Or
100%.
like doing like a mashup where like maybe there's a lion head without the tiara, right? And then you could leave that pauldron on, and then just take off the furry underwear and just put on the Thundercats belt. I'd like to see what that looks like. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Unfortunately, out of everything, and this is the only unfortunate part. Out of everything, the furry loincloth has to stay. There's no way to change that
So I
out.
guess it's just the belt goes over it, right?
Yeah, that's
Mm.
all that is. which is unfortunate because, as you said, it would be really cool to see. It would be really cool to see the fully because look, if you look at the belt, it does not have a blue piece below it, right?
Mhm.
So it can't cover this because this is actually there. You can see it's the waist.
Oh my
This
god,
is the
you
waist.
see
This
how
is the
big
waist,
that peg is on the
right?
belt?
Yeah, what is with that? Is that I guess that's for the claw shield though, right? So
Why does it have to be like that?
I don't know. That is a weird one. That is massive. It should be really smaller, but I think they really made these for kids as well. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Kids' sensibilities, and that's one of the things about the Origins line that kids can play with them, and you're
yeah.
not really too concerned about that. So going back to it, um, so you're not really digging the armor, but if you imagine the armor off, what are your initial thoughts about the way? Because it looks like they've actually this one might be a case where you might be a little bit happier because to me it looks like this piece goes over
Hmm.
it's
I
supposed
think
to go
that's
over the
removable. Yeah.
yeah. It looks like this sash is removable and that actually stays. So that
If
means I believe
you
there's a blue lining here if
if
I'm
you
not mistaken.
zoom out to where they show the other parts, I think he has the non-barbarian. What is that there? Is that, yeah, those
These
are
are
the
his
calves, right?
these are his feet. Yeah, these are his legs. The bottom
So
part, the Martian part.
okay, that's awesome because you could take off all that Eternian
Yeah,
tech.
all of it.
And
Yeah.
um I think it's just a choice of colors. I think putting gold or copper really messes with my eyes. I
Yeah,
think they
yeah.
could have stuck with like a silver finish on those armaments.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think they really wanted to lean into that. I think they really wanted to lean into what's it called Man at Arms.
Yeah, he's like a panthro at arms kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think the yellow is very jarring. It really is because obviously they for a character like Panther who's overly blue, right? I mean his whole physique is blue, right?
Hmm.
All of a sudden, just slapping on some gold onto him looks a little bit strange, right?
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. Silver probably would have been the better choice, but it is what it is on this one. But other than that, I'm interested to see what his actual face looks like because it's almost impossible to tell what it is from here.
Hmm.
Um, but I love again the tempo is really nice. I like the way it's been applied. And again, being able to remove all the pieces really does help to put the sell on that for me.
Absolutely.
Um, we just talked about we already talked about Battle Cat and Skull Raw. What about Tygra? What are your thoughts on Tygra?
That's another weird one, bro. He gives me like these Boba Fett slash um gladiatorial kind of armor vibes.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know why they went with this kind of Boba Fett green, and that's. Do you think that that's a mask? It's a
No,
helmet,
it's not. That's a shoulder pauldron.
really? Because that
Yeah,
looks like a visor. You
I know
see,
what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but if you look at it, it's way too big. First of all, secondly, if you look at it from here, where is it? It's rough. If you look at it from here, no, you're right. You know what? You know what? Maybe you're right. That
they
could be.
gave him they turned him into a Mandalorian,
But
bro.
how does it attach to his face? It's too round. I think
I
that's a
don't.
pauldron.
It could be a pauldron,
Yeah, I think it's a
but you
pauldron.
see the slit? It's just like the Mandalorian
You're
visor.
right. You are totally right. I think somebody went Mando crazy, but I think that's a shoulder pauldron. There's no physical way to attach that to his face. Like his headdress would his hair would have to come off, and it's
Mhm.
not a full helmet. You know what I
I
mean?
hope those golden bracers are removable
Yes,
because
those are
I don't
removable.
like those.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, you can transform him. What I think this is, I think it's a techno armor. And I think what I mean by that is I think it's invisible techno armor,
Hmm.
and I think that it's supposed to be translucent
So it's like a
plastic.
see-through plastic
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of,
yeah. Because that's why it's all in one color. Because I think it's actually some sort of techno armor. I don't think it's
almost like a
actually.
hologram type
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah, exactly. Just like the way he has invisibility powers. I think that's what
Mhm.
they were leaning into it.
I can appreciate that. I mean, I just like I said, I really want to see these guys without the Eternian armor.
Yeah.
Like
I believe that this is another Paint Master, and I do believe the head sculpt is probably going to change again because you can see all the slop. There's a lot of slop paint on here.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just stating a fact.
No,
Right?
absolutely.
Because you can see how it's all blotchy.
Caked on, dude.
Yeah. So I'm hoping the colors will also change as well.
Talk about a rush job right there.
Yeah, these colors are not deep enough. They're not rich enough for me. You know what I mean? They need to be a little bit richer. But still, I don't mind it. But you're right. I really do want to start having a look at the actual transformation. I'm digging Cheetara just by what we were able to see. I'm digging her a lot actually, and I can really see her headdress on top of this. I can really see it as a win.
She's the only one that I don't mind the Eternian armor.
Yep.
Like she actually looks good. It doesn't look too much of a departure. It looks like it's almost like a sorceress Cheetara kind of thing.
Yeah, and I'm really interested about the Eye of Thundera embedded into her helmet. I'm wondering what that's about. That's interesting.
No, definitely. I just really, really want to see what the other hairpiece looks on her head. How it looks. Because it looks like it's gonna be overall. I think this Cheetara, when you turn her into 100% Cheetara, she's gonna look better than the Super 7 Cheetara.
I know, and that's actually what I was gonna say originally. And look, we already have her Eternian. Somebody forgot, and we already have the Eternian boots on here. Sorry, the Thunderian boots on here.
Yeah.
So I'm digging it. And I do want to see what happens. So hopefully throughout the rest of the the weekend, at one point we'll actually see a full Thunderian garb on all these guys. So I'm really hoping that that's going to be the case. And then finally rounding out the designs. Actually, I think we covered everybody. I will say in closing that this could possibly be, and again, don't quote me on this, but I think this could be a new direction for the style of Origins He-Man. If this starts to become the new buck for the next wave of He-Man's characters, I think we could definitely see some 2000X. We could definitely see some other figures. But we know now that 2000X has actually already gone to Mondo. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens from here on.
But you know what? Speaking of 2000X, I don't know if you were on the conversation when we addressed that topic, but the Club Grayskull, and you might have talked about this on your streams also, but when they announced the Club Grayskull from Mattel Creations, I was thinking, like, if there is a purpose behind them using the Mike Young Productions animated 2000X Castle Grayskull in the background versus the more 80s nostalgic Castle Grayskull.
Yeah.
So do you think they're kind of leaning where they're going to start doing more 2000X stuff in Origins or Masterverse?
So I don't know how the licensing works with Mondo. I don't think any of us really understand how licensing really works. But considering that they're owned by Mattel, I think that they have every right to do whatever the heck they want.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, I mean, if we treat this like the way the turtles are treated, turtles are everywhere in every iteration, in every style. You know what I mean? Like every company has basically gotten in bed with Playmates or whoever owns the master license. You know what I mean? Like, so anything's possible at this stage. You know what I mean? So the fact that they actually used the Grayskull from Mike Young 2000X, right? It was a bit surprising to me. When I saw that, I was like, I raised my eye. I was like, what? But at the end of the day, I just took it as them talking about Club Grayskull, and that's it. Because the term Club Grayskull has been around since Classics, right? Classics has been Club Grayskull.
Why use such a specific animation style? You know what it could be too? What if they do kind of like how Hasbro has done with Super 7, where they do cross sells, and like Hasbro Pulse carries certain reaction figures and certain G.I. Joe Ultimates. So what if Mattel Creations will give people first dibs on the Mondo 2000X figures?
There's an interesting idea. Again, this is all speculation, and I'm really hoping, to be honest with you, that this doesn't it's really worked for Barbie. It's really worked for Hot Wheels. It's really worked. I guess it's working for the monster, whatever they are. I'm not really 100% sure how it's going to work for Master Universe, because Master Universe fans, as you can see, whenever a pre-order comes up, a lot of people start freaking out. I freak out because of what happened with Wondar. What happened with Wondar really kind of soured a lot of things. And around that time, what was happening with G.I. Joe, what was happening with a whole bunch of pre-orders which just sold out in minutes, it really did set this really big anxiety on collectors at the time. So now adding this added factor of front of the line access for $10, it's a weird situation that's happening right. A lot of comments are on my last video where basically people are like, "This is pay to play," or like, "Oh, they're forced, they're crazy move, Mattel, making people pay to be able to buy exclusives." It really is it's going to become a polarizing situation after March 6th. If they don't handle March 6th well, there's going to be a lot of people asking questions. So basically what I'm trying to say is they're really leaning into the idea that Hero is going to be the next release, or possibly Laser Power He-Man. It's going to be one of those two.
What about Eldor?
Yeah. Eldor is possibly true too. There's a good point. But it would be weird to release Eldor as a first character if you want to have a really good launch. You know what I mean? Because Eldor is a deep cut.
Mm-hmm.
He pairs well with Hero, but between the two, who do you really want as an exclusive? It's going to be Hero. You know what I mean? And they better make his armor vac metal, just like the Super 7 release. It would be a shame if they didn't do that. What do I actually think about Club Grayskull? I'm not sure. I don't know, because none of us know what's going on with Club Grayskull yet, right? Club Grayskull is just this weird space at this point. So we're going to find out how that actually runs. Before we get to the other releases in the Master Universe line, huge thanks to everybody who's here tonight. You guys, thank you so much for being here. I know that Geek Dad Life just did something, and they're covering the whole gambit. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Joe Conan, but don't call it deluxe. It's pretty much just basic. But DX does not stand for deluxe, though. That's not what DX stands for. I don't know what
DX is. Just another name that's under Ultimates. Like I feel like the word Ultimates definitely tells you there's a lot more stuff with that figure. So the next exciting word they could use is DX, deluxe. But yeah, there's nothing deluxe about it.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Andrew Davis is in the house. What's going on, brother? How you doing tonight?
I'm gonna have to get going, man, but I just definitely wanted to come on here and talk some Thundercats. It's definitely gonna be exciting to see what else unfolds starting, for the rest of the weekend. I guess since I haven't seen a Toy Fair in a while, like I thought everything was shown on day one, but I guess if we're gonna have other additional reveals trickling in, that'll be exciting. I was really surprised to not see Jada toys or Mezco. I haven't seen any Mezco stuff. So are they not at Toy Fair?
Good question. I'm not sure. And you're right. I haven't seen anything about those two properties yet. And usually they're definitely first, would definitely be one in the line, but they might not be there. That's actually a very good point. Tommy's in the house. Sculpt Fiber Tommy, what's going on, brother? Whoa, this is the first time seeing MOTU and Thundercats. Interesting. Dude, I'm surprised. It's been going. People have been posting everywhere.
Really?
But Tommy, thank you again for all the hard work you're doing with the Mondo line. My God, this everything that you're doing is just.
Is that Tommy Hodges?
That's Tommy Hodges, brother.
Oh, dude, you're a beast, bro.
Can't wait. Always great to see
Tommy, did you work on the Mumra sculpt?
Oh, is he even allowed to talk about that?
I mean, he's not giving anything away. We've seen the concept art.
Well, let's. Tommy, do you want to answer that question, or do you respectfully decline?
I'm pretty sure.
We shall wait on Tommy's reply if he decides to answer that one.
I just can't wait to see that figure, man. Like
I'm hoping.
I know that later this month at WonderCon, I'm hoping we're gonna see Mumra in person.
I really am too. I'm hoping
he did not. He said that was by the great May Tamtarana. Oh, okay.
Oh wow, May Shelf, nice.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I'm so excited. But Tommy has done some great work with, obviously, She-Ra, Tila, a lot of great work for the animated series.
Oh, he's probably got like a niche with females, so he's probably working on Cheetara.
Oh well, Tommy, can you tell us if you're going to be working on Cheetara? I think that would be That would be an interesting play. I
doubt,
don't think he can even talk about that
I
right now.
doubt he can say anything about that. But yeah, it's no, well, in Toy Collector Magazine, just cat's out of the bag. Toy Collector Magazine said
Oh, Tommy, you're terrible, man.
per Hector Arce, he said that the next Thundercats figure in the 1/6 scale line, that she keyword is going to be awesome. So it's definitely not Palmyra,
I hear you.
So I can't wait to see what that's going to look like.
Me too. I'm very excited. And Tommy's keeping tight-lipped, which is fine. We totally get it, Tommy. Thank you again for even saying something. Like that's a mixing Skeletor and Mum-Ra work great. They do. That is definitely one of the cooler figures in this line, 100%. Netality. I think he's the coolest for the first of Wave 2. Yes, I do believe that there's a lot of really cool. It's great to have him as a Thundercat. I think you're talking about Battle Cat. But before we continue, I want to thank my good friend JP for joining us tonight. It's always a great time to have JP here. JP, how can people reach you, and tell us a little bit more about From the Realm before you go?
As always, man, the main account, Toy Addict 26. Of course, Thundercats _classics, Thundercats classics actually, on IG, and from _the realm, which is where I'm really spending most of my spare time, is developing this new upcoming Kickstarter. If you're just joining us now, we're doing a really big mega raffle, hopefully to raise some seed money for our upcoming Kickstarter. There's a lot of amazing prizes that you could potentially win. $2,000 worth almost or more, including an actual printed resin prototype of the iconic vampire, which will be the debut figure from the line. So, lots of awesome stuff up for grabs. $5 a spot, unlimited spots. All the deets are on Instagram or on our Facebook group, From the Realm. You basically send PayPal payment and let us know how many spots you're claiming. And like any other raffle, of course, on Facebook, we call it a waffle. We're hoping to spin the wheel next Friday live. You do not have to be present to win, as long as you've followed all the rules correctly and your name gets drawn, you can win the prize. I'm giving away even my custom Mum-Ra, which took me, I don't know, maybe like a year to get around to finishing, and my custom Mythic Legions Panthro as well. Those are all hand painted and done by me. And yeah, I'm just really excited about the future for this toy line. We've got a lot of good feedback. A lot of people are excited to see what's coming. Carlos, the Badass Reviews, and I will both be, and Jay, of course, will be there at Toylanta later this month. And we're going to be bringing some goodies. We're going to have a table, and we're going to have some really awesome stuff for you to see, some really cool eye candy. So definitely look forward to seeing you guys. If you're going to Toylanta, make sure you stop by and say hello. And that's pretty much it. Just working every little spare moment that I have, I'm just putting it into this. The developing, we're working on the packaging design right now. We're working on some engineering for one of the deluxe offering. So there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that I can't wait to share with the public.
Awesome. So, guys, don't forget, please subscribe to Thundercats Classics. They just hit 50,000 subscribers, going on to 52,000 subscribers. Congratulations to Thundercats Classics. And, of course, From the Realm. Guys, please subscribe to both these channels. Follow From the Realm, because they are doing some amazing work. And we are definitely going to be able to see both JP and Carlos of the Badass Reviews. What the hell is going on there? At Toylanta and PowerCon. It's going to be great. And, of course, we're going to be there, too. Please enter the raffle if you can. $5 a spot, and you can win some incredible prizes. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to go around here, especially that Magneto, and the prototype for the vampire is going to be great. I want to thank my friend, my brother, JP of Thundercats Classics and Toy Addicts. Guys, please subscribe to JP. JP, thanks for everything. We will see you soon. Okay?
Thanks, guys. Have a good night and have a good Toy Fair weekend.
Thank you, brother.
We'll
We'll
talk
see you
again
soon.
next week.
Take it
Later.
easy. Bye. All right, guys. So we're going to take a couple more comments before finally going on to the final reveals of the Master Universe today. It was really great. Eric, the crossover comic is, as far as I know, discontinued in English, but in French, I got it, and they have a few panels with full fuse version that make it so cool. Snorkel's power! Wow, I think there's a digital download somewhere, so you should be able to get your hands on it. Kojo, greetings from Raleigh, North Carolina. Good to see you, brother. Nice thumbnail. Nerd with a suit. Pardon me, guys. He-Man's head hair has the mullet from Evolution. Yes, he's looking so good, and I'm hoping they bring it over to the final version. Rockabye Skydiver Bear, liking the updated wrist joints. They look nice. I'm liking it. I am loving it. Alejandro, Jay, I just sent you a DM on Instagram explaining the Tygra incident. There are two versions of Tygra in the... Oh, that's what you're talking about. My apologies. You're talking about LJN. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about with LJN. Yes, they do have two different versions. So it was really cool to see that. I think one came without Wily Cat, if I'm not mistaken. But again, or there were two versions of Wily Cat, which I think was also possible. Thank you, Alejandro. I think that's a great insight. Thank you for that. Steve Vendetta's in the house. It's the fault of Taylor that many Eternians wear furry trunks. She holds a monopoly over the dressing loins of men and women of the realm, and that would make her the greatest villain of all. Very funny, Steve. Maybe we should make that for Flip Or. You never know, right? I think that would be a really good idea. Micah's in the house. Good to see you, Micah. Did you see the Crystal Ball figure yet? No, I have not seen the Crystal Ball classified figure yet. We're definitely going to have to take a look at that. Looking like Toy Fair has been freaking bonkers, just absolutely nuts. Vitality. Those sketchbook series, I believe, Hordak and Grizzler are awesome. Oh, I wish I could get my hands on them. We just don't have Target up here. It's crazy. Jason Fitz, I love these ×3. Love it too. Very, very, very interesting, very awesome figures. Billy Butch 1980, Tygra and Panther look horrible. Hopefully they get adjusted for the final. All of these are Paint Masters, and yeah, Tygra is looking very sloppy. Very, very sloppy, unfortunately. Sculpt Fiber Tommy, Cheetara is nice and sleek. Thank you, Tommy, for teasing us. Oh, Tommy, you tease. You tease, Tommy. Oh my gosh, I think Tommy's working on Cheetara. I don't know why I want to say that, but I think Tommy's working on Cheetara. Baby Luigi sticking out that tongue. But no, I'm just kidding. He's talking about Cheetara from the Masters of the Universe cross Thundercats. But Tommy, you're working on Cheetara, right? Anyway, let's see here. Marcos Jose Viana, Thundercats and Cat Slayer and Thunder Tank, please. That would be awesome. I definitely would want one of those. Please, Mattel, please make it happen. Pedro Lopez is in the house. What's going on, dude? Always good to see Pedro. Let's see here. Oh, Tommy's just teasing us like crazy. Oh, he's Cheetara. You know very well who Cheetara is, Tommy. Don't get me started. Billy Butch, 1980. Awesome seeing JP. Nice duo show. Good to see you, brother. Thank you so much for that. Vitality, what is Nosferatu sculpt? That is for the new line of figures for From the Realm, which JP is actually working on. It's his baby. They've been working on it for quite some time, and the Kickstarter will be happening right after. I believe it's in August. August, I believe, is the Kickstarter. So, guys, please follow From the Realm for all the updates for that new line. It's going to be great. Have a good night, Vitality. Thank you all the way from the Netherlands. Awesome. Thank you so much, brother. I really hope you enjoyed the show. Rodimus Prime, 1982. Jay, have you seen the Combaticons that have been revealed? I saw Vortex, dude. That's nuts. I'm going to have to take a look at that. Steve Vendetta. Well, if you don't want to exploit Taylor idea, you know how to get in touch. Thank you, Steve. You're going to have to put a copyright on that. Put a ring on it, baby. All right. Let's get on with the final few reveals from Master Universe. And then we're going to wind it down, everybody. This has been an incredible evening. So many great reveals. I am absolutely over the moon with what we're seeing here. Master Universe and and Thundercats, my gosh, have officially revealed the waves 1 and 2, and they are glorious. The artwork looks insane. I'm loving this, guys. Hopefully you guys are loving it too. He-Man! Oh my god, he looks insane. These guys are all looking really, really cool. I think, again, these are all Paint Masters, so trust me, things are going to change. Yeah, those eyes are way too far apart. So we're going to definitely see some new shots along these. I'm going to have full videos dedicated to these very, very soon. This is what really blew my mind, and I can't believe they're actually doing this. Oh my gosh, guys. If you are a vintage collector of Master Universe vintage figures, they showcased at the Mattel booth something which I didn't think was ever going to happen again. But vintage, and I do mean these are not Origins figures. These are not Origins figures. These are vintage Masters of the Universe figures with brand new paint, brand new apps, brand new everything. And I need that shield. Oh my God. They're bringing it back, baby. Yes, that's right. Vintage Master of the Universe, Skeletor, and He-Man figures are being re-released. Obviously, this is not the first time this has been done. They did do the vintage. They did do a anniversary edition back in the 90s. And it just warms my heart to see these guys back after so many years. I know Pedro is out over the moon with these two. They don't have any additional articulation. They are at 5 POA, literally 5 POA on these guys. The squat poses are back, the arms, the head sculpts, everything. I'm over the moon with these. I just can't believe they actually made these guys again. New paint details, though. If you look carefully on Skeletor's toes, he's actually got the claws on his toes have actually been painted. You can see some black detailing on the top of his legs for the fur. He-Man, his actual straps on all of his boots have been painted, along with the top of his furry boots as well. So those are brand new paint details. He-Man is sporting his traditional straps with cordite all over the top. Beautiful designs. And the Power Sword does have its traditional clasp on the front. The Battle Axe, I believe, is in its original form. And the two-piece, get this right, the two-piece shield is back. I love it. Don't know if that, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's not paper insert for the red lining. I'm pretty sure it's plastic. At least I'm hoping. And Skeletor's traditional Havoc staff is there. And looking at it again, I can actually see some additional details. We can see the red crystal in the middle of Skeletor's chest, which shows the bone heraldry, and an additional highlighted features for all the bone heraldry for the bone cross, as well as up and down on his straps. Even the little beads on his lower part of the straps, along with the beads on his shoulder pauldrons, also appear to have that wonderful new paint detail. Wow, this is crazy. And looking at it closer, even his sash has paint details as well. This is amazing. And if I'm not mistaken, does he have? Oh my gosh, I think it's true. He has nail polish. The tips of his fingers are slightly painted as well. I'm trying to see if He-Man doesn't look like He-Man has any nail polish though. Looking like these guys are so well put together. I love the original look of Skeletor with the red in the eyes, the purple highlights on different sections, the different green on top of yellow. Holy crap, this is awesome. This is absolutely awesome. Anybody who's a vintage Master Universe collector is definitely going to be happy with these two. So huge shout out to Mattel for making that happen. And then, of course, they showcased some of the foot soldiers crossed with King Hiss. There he is again, looking so good. Oh my gosh, can't wait until this guy gets released. He's looking crazy. I think some people have actually started finding him in the wild. So there you go. He-Man's face, unfortunately, I don't know if they I'm pretty sure they lost the original mold. So still kind of, yeah, it's a little bit soft. Don't know what's happening there exactly. I don't know if they just took a figure and, tried to redo it. I don't know what's happening. But the features on He-Man from the original mold are much more defined. I don't know exactly what's happening there. So that's unfortunate. Hopefully it's just another paint master. We'll see what happens. Skeletor looks amazing, though. Skeletor looks awesome. Still not as sharp as the original release, but still, the paint deco does a lot to make up for that. So, new live action feature film, Master Universe, Amazon, MGM Studios, and theaters worldwide, June 2026. I still have my doubts, but no, not my doubts. Sorry, I still have my reservations, but it is interesting to see that the movie is moving forward. And then, of course, the cartoon collection continues, and these are just blowing my mind. Our first look at Shadow Weaver and her magic spell of books, her magic book of spells. I don't know how I got that one backwards. That's amazing. Along with her staff, her wand. Again, what the heck am I doing? She looks incredible. Loving the way she looks. And it's really cool that she doesn't actually bother with a floating pedestal, although that would be neat. But so far, she looks like she can stand on her own. Very cool to see her there. We did see Hordak, who's already been shipping out to multiple people, as well as Faker. Great to see these two. Another shot, and people have already started receiving Faker as well. Uncle Mortok. Wow. So this is a deep cut. This is a really, really deep cut. If you guys don't know, this actually is Uncle Mortok, who is Orko's uncle. You can tell because of the square eyes and the beard, if that didn't give it away. So it's interesting that they are combining Uncle Mortok and Orko, because according to this, you can make him into Orko. Fascinating. I love the fact that we're actually getting these two characters. I love Orko as a character. He comes with a flight stand, which is awesome, and articulated arms, which is something that I don't think that had in the Origins version, so I'm not really sure about that. But he looks great. The correct size and everything. I'm hoping he comes with 2 bodies, though. I'm hoping it comes with a 2-pack. Where's Driel? I want Driel. Great to see all these figures. And, of course, our first look at... And you know what? I just realized he has Orko's medallion as well. So really cool little detail there. But really cool. First time we're ever seeing it. It is Bo from the Princess of Power. Holy crap. This is incredible, guys. Again, these are early paint masters, so we could be seeing different versions of these characters coming out later. But so far, I'm digging the head sculpt. He looks great. Little, Robin Hood mustache. I love it. His overall cartoon aesthetic design. The cape is plastic. It's not soft goods, so, putting to rest that little detail. He also comes with his signature bow with the horse's head, a single arrow. That's interesting. I thought at least he came with an arrow. And of course, his overall design aesthetic is just freaking incredible. I love this guy. Can't wait until we get into the collection. Very, very well put together. Of course, he doesn't bother wearing a shirt. He is literally he must be really cold at night. I don't know. It's just my opinion. And we got our first look at Grizzlor from the cartoon collection. I really appreciate the idea that they did not put fur on him. He really does deserve, a sculpted overall look. Sorry about that, guys. He's looking great here. He's holding on to the mirror of... somebody help me out here. I think it's the Avalas. But I thought that it actually was included with Too Bad. So it must be a different mirror entirely. And the mirror actually looks like it is a reflective surface. So you can take a look at it and comb your hair. I don't know. Maybe adjust your beard. He's looking really cool. I do love the way he looks. Again, he seriously looks like he jumped out of the cartoon screen. It's unfortunate that we're not able to see his Horde insignia on his chest. That is an unfortunate decision, but I mean, I guess it is what it is. And then there's Fangman, who again, of course, is a lot of people are thinking that Axel Jimenez, I guess this was stolen off of him somehow. I don't know, because Fangor is not a thing, but we have Fangman. And yeah, he comes with the Infinity thing. I can't remember what it's called. The Infinity something. Somebody can help me. I don't remember exactly. The Infinity Stone. It's not Infinity Stone. It's the Infinity Tablet. I think something like that. Somebody help me out with that one. But anyway, it is a magical item in the world of Eternia. I'm not 100% sure if I am on board with the head sculpt. It doesn't look exactly right, in my opinion, and I'm wondering if they have time to fix it, because I think that Fangman has a much longer snout. I don't know. That might just be me. I could be wrong, but for whatever reason, I don't think he looks exactly correct. Great to see all these characters, and on the Masterverse side, New Eternia really. This one hit hard. This one really hit hard. First, we get a glimpse at something I just did not expect at all. Oh my gosh, guys. New Eternia She-Ra. Holy crap. Wow. This, I think, is leaning into the Princess of Power action figure line. If you look at the shield, that is definitely something reminiscent of the original Princess of Power. Even her overall gown is pretty much Princess of Power. I believe this is the original Princess of Power gown, right? There's no soft goods on this except for the cape. But other than that, I do believe that this is designed to be very much like Princess of Power. Even the headdress, it doesn't turn upside down or anything like that. At least it doesn't look like that. Maybe she has a second head sculpt. That would be neat. But this head sculpt in particular does not turned upside down. So she's looking awesome. And let me tell you, She-Ra don't skip leg day. She's got leg day down. Holy crap, she does those leg presses like all day long. She is definitely in on those leg days. That's crazy. Um, I love the little details that you can see here. Definitely a lot of flourishes in her armor, and she's just looking great. I love the head sculpt too. Very realistic looking in terms of her overall design. So it's great to see She-Ra, her boots, everything. Like I said, the legs. My God, those legs. Whew. Dang. That's all I got to say. Dang. And then we get to see Terraclaw Skeletor. Now, Terraclaw Skeletor has been a bit of a meme for a lot of people. It's kind of like a funny joke. But this Terraclaw Skeletor is actually terrifying. Holy crap. Look at those claws. Those things are meant to slice and dice. They're not meant to like scratch your face. Those things are literally meant to kill you. They will kill. Yes, they will kill. 100%. He still has his midriff attire. Take it or leave it. But he does look much more menacing than the vintage toy. His what are they called? His sash is also looking very plate armor like. So it really digs into that aesthetic of that design. I love it. That's really, really cool. And to power these incredible Terraclaws, apparently it attaches to the harness on the back as well. So maybe these things go absolutely crazy like a lawnmower or something. That's the only thing I think of. He also is sporting a helmet with a visor, and the visors are actually somewhat see-through. I'm loving this overall new design. It's really killing it. The claws themselves look vicious. Like this is literally Edward Scissorhands on crack. You do not want to mess with this guy. He's out for blood, man. This guy's really killing it in the terror department. It's interesting that they made the feet a little bit smaller. It's kind of neat. I kind of like that. Yeah, he's looking menacing. I really love the bone herald, the skull heraldry on the midriff. It's really cool. We've already seen Flying Fist He-Man. He's already available and shipping to multiple figures, so multiple collectors. So really cool to see him. And of course, it is the 40th anniversary for She-Ra, so expect to see a lot more from Masterverse Origins in the near future. So guys, oh my God. This has been absolutely crazy. Thank you guys for sharing this with me. So many great reveals at this year's Toy Fair, and this is only the beginning. This is only day one, everybody. Only day one, and it's only going to get worse. It's only getting better from here. When we talk about worse, it's only going to get better from here. Yeah, man, this is crazy. So I can't wait to see what's in store for day two because this is just blowing my mind. Holy crap, everybody! Like, I got no words. I've literally got no words. We're going to be covering more of these episodes. I basically have dedicated episodes for pretty much everything that's happening at Toy Fair this year. I hope you guys will enjoy those. We're just going to keep going with everything. But yeah, man, this is just crazy. And I hope you guys did enjoy hanging out. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this deep dive into everything of the Master Universe and Master Universe cross Thundercats lines. This is crazy. And we didn't even get to Mondo because, again, the only thing that showed up Mondo was pretty much Lion-O. So hopefully that by the end of the weekend they'll show something else. But it's all a matter of time. We'll see what happens. Steve Vendetta, it's a matter of trademark, not copyright. I got you, bro. So trademark it, dude. Trademark it. Grand 460. Oh, out on everything. Sorry, chat. That's all right, brother. It's not for everybody. Nor the suit. Do any of the reproductions of classic He-Man toys from the 80s also retain the squishy head? Probably not. Because oftentimes those things turn into a sticky mess. But you never know. Maybe they will. I don't know. Okay, I'm looking at the light of the head of He-Man. It looks like a texture may be different. Possibly. It is. It possibly will be. Tommy, will the vintage He-Man and Skeletor have the rubbing thing in their insides? I think the answer is yes. I think the dumbbell joint that you're talking about for the elastic, I think the answer is going to be yes. Because it really wouldn't be a vintage version of them if it didn't actually have that, right? That's actually a really good question. Just heading back over there just to see, if we can glean anything from there. Yes, I think they do, because if you look carefully, Tommy, and everybody, don't want to, center Tommy out. I think it will, because if you look at it, it's got that roundish area, that roundish shape here on the inside. I think that these are actually 1-to-1 reproductions, which would be awesome. I really do think that that's great. If not, they might just be literally static. You might not be able to move the legs much, which would suck, because that really would not be He-Man. That really would not be a vintage collection. Hector Cazares, what's going on? Casares, sorry, Hector Casares. I'm sorry, my friend. What's up, Jay? How are you doing, bro? Good. Messing up your name. You know what I mean? I apologize, Hector. My apologies. But good to see you, bro. Clint Jorgensen. How does He-Man isolate the ball on his biceps while in the gym? Dude, I don't know. Don't ask me those questions. Oh my gosh. This is trash. Oh, dude. Why do you have to be like that, dude? Why do you have to be like that? None of the suit. Skeletor getting his nails done. We are so freaking back. He-Man doesn't have nail polish. Damn it. I can't have everything though. Or with the suit. F this. My phone screen is cracked. Sorry, dude. Hector, loving it. It's so, yeah, man. I'm stoked. I'm stoked. Shadow Weaver has a nose too. Oh, does she? I didn't realize that. That is cool. That is cool. I appreciate it. Let me just really go back really quickly. Why not? Let's have a really quick look. Oh crap, she does. Yeah. Good eye. Good eye. She has a nose. That is neat. I did not realize that. Jabbar Robbins, what's going on, bro? Prefer Filmation MOTU figures more. Sup, Jay? Finished watching WWE Elimination Chamber. They were in Toronto. Nice. Good to know. Billy Butch 1980. Looks like Downtown Toronto is going to be hopping tonight. The cartoon collections are amazing. I want them all. Yes. Sculptor and Tommy. Unmasked Gorko remind me of Mr. Popo from the Dragon Ball. Well, you guys over at Mondo would know, right? You would know over at Mondo. Thank you for that, Sculpt. Thank you for that, Tommy. There with the suit. I said that he talks vid regarding his parents, but since Orko is on good terms with the rest of his family, but doesn't even talk about his parents, I think they may have had a falling out with him. You never know. He still has 2 portraits of both of them, so you never know. Vaz Zone, excellent stuff coming soon. Yes, guys, if you haven't already, please check out Vaz Zone. He's got a wonderful YouTube channel, does incredible live streams, and of course, incredible customizations. Jason Fitz, Shadow Weaver was one of the best bodies. I said bodies. And of course, he completely corrected himself. There you go, bro. Boobs. Sculpt every Tommy. Look at the claws on Skeletor. Sinister. Yes. Very sinister. Freaking homicidal, actually. Homicidal. MOTU Prince. Edward Scissorhands. Skeletor. That's right, guys. Check out MOTU Prince. Amazing creator. Nerd with a suit. What happened to the face sculpt? I love the buffness of the She-Ra, though. The face looks good. I think it was just at one angle. She looked great. Ryan Ventek. This mini comics Grizzlor was defeated by showing him in the reflection of the... but would that make sense for the cartoon collection? I don't know. Grand 460. Wow, Jay sounds thirsty. Do I know? Jason Fix. Yucks. Sorry, it's me. Nervous suit. Yeah, you got a point. Maybe I'm being too harsh on She-Ra's face. It's pretty good. Cobra Commander Skeletor. Oh my god, that's a good one. That is a great one, Tommy. Maybe you should just do a quick sculpt. That would be hilarious. The helmet doesn't fit the design. I think it's okay. It looks pretty neat to me. You don't have to, and you can remove it. Billy Butch. Cobra Commander helmet on T-shirt. Yes, exactly. You and Tommy are thinking alike. Nervous suit. They're gonna get new Crystal Castle. Ooh, that'll be sick. I want a Crystal Castle so badly. Aaron Papa in the house. What's going on, dude? We saw you earlier. Good to see you, brother. Jason Fitz. What's going on, dude? Cobweb Cobb is in the house, guys. Cobweb Collector. Definitely subscribe to Cobweb. He's doing amazing reviews. Gets all of these figures earlier. I don't know how he does it, but he gets them early. So definitely check out these, as he's gonna be reviewing them very, very soon. Everything looks great. I'll be grabbing it all. Of course you will, dude. Of course you will. Andrew Davids. Our wallets will never recover. Nope. No, they won't. Hector. I love everything. It looks awesome. Helian Dread. Did you see the Fright Zone on Toy Habits website? I did. Don't have time to cover it now, but we will be covering it on its own episode. Thanks, Helian Dread. Alejandro. I'm all in on these. Terror Claws is different, but I like it. Me too. Dre the Geek Dad. Guys, if you haven't already, check out Dre the Geek Dad on YouTube. Wonderful content creator. He's doing some amazing work. He just did some really cool updates onto his channel, and you guys will definitely love it. So definitely check out Dre the Geek Dad. He's amazing. Andrew Davis, save for the rest of us, Cobb. That's right. Save a few for the rest, Cobb. Vaz Zone. Hit that like button. Oh, thank you, bro. Guys, head over to Vaz. Hit that like button on Vaz. Don't worry about me. Go to Vaz. And go to Dre. Both these guys. Go to them. You don't need to, after you watch this episode. Cobweb Collector. I'll do my best, Andrew. That's right. Save for everybody. Montaigne Far. I'm sorry, my friend. I am totally screwing it up. I wonder if they would try this with G.I. Joe. They have several times. Retro G.I. Joe. The O-rings are back in G.I. Joe right now. They just are only being released in certain editions, which is just strange. Montaigne. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right. I apologize, my friend. Everybody's here. Billy Butch. Yes, everybody's here. Everybody. K Solo. I can see why He-Man can't wear pants. His thighs are bigger than his waist. Pretty much. But he's awesome. Hector. The cartoon collection is the best. I love them all. Billy Butch. Man, awesome show tonight. Thank you, brother. Really appreciate it. X Toys Universe. He-Man or for Thundercats looks like he's a what? What are you talking about? He-Man for Thundercats looks like he's a pre-do for cartoon collection Revelations. I think you mean redo, right? I was like, what? I don't understand. He's a redo for cartoon collections Revelations. Maybe that's possible. That is very possible. I read that completely wrong the first time. I thought you were saying something completely different. Nerd of the Suit. You can actually got to see the Shadow Weaver's face at the end of DreamWorks She-Ra. Not to sound kind of weird, but in a way, she was kind of hot. That's not bad. There's nothing wrong with that. LOL, Montaigne. There we go. I'm sorry, my friend. Montaigne. I am you can ask anybody here. I am the worst at pronouncing names, and I apologize. I am always apologizing. Thank you, brother. Sorry about that. Montaigne Farrar. Right? I suck. That's just all it is. I really suck. Whenever you meet me at a convention, ask me to pronounce your name. It'll be hilarious. Yo, Joe C, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Pedro Lopez. Great show. Thank you. Still need to do another movie watch. Yes, we do. Then I'm going to get shut down. I got to figure out how to do that without getting shut down. Anyway, thanks, Pedro. Really appreciate it. Runners Prime. Cartoon Wild Bill confirmed Super 7 O-Ring Wave 3. That's awesome. We're going to see it. X Toys Universe. No, pre-do, because they haven't done one yet. Okay. I thought you meant redo. Uses head sculptor. Okay. Thank you, brother, for clarifying that. I had no idea what that meant. Thanks, brother. I apologize. Yes, when you see me, ask me. We'll see just how well it works. Grand 460 J. Just because I don't agree with some of your opinions doesn't mean I don't appreciate your work on your channel, dude. I appreciate you. And it's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's fine. It's all good. And yes, I'm happily married to a woman. Well, I mean, what? Okay. I love you too, man. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Alejandro. Surprised, however, we didn't come with her pet vulture. Well, you know what? It's fine. And she comes with a book. Maybe the pet vulture is going to be a figure on its own. Yo, Josie, I just found an O-ring, Coco, and Serpent Dude. Nice. Congratulations. That's awesome. Billy Butch, are you streaming live tomorrow? We'll see. I don't think so, though. But I'll have episodes out tomorrow for sure. You can guarantee. X Toys Universe. I really dig that chest armor, that Eternia Tower from the Unified Deity representing the Trisorceress. Yes. But it doesn't technically represent the Trisorceress. It actually represents Preternia, but we don't have to get into that. That's okay. Montaigne Farrar. I wish they do a big box for this people who can't find them. Yep. We'll see what happens. I hope so too. And Kid Chuckles in the house. What's going on, brother? You just literally log on as we're about to wind down. Guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. Amazing reveals. And it's going to continue. We are going to continue the coverage of the Toy Fair 2025 on episodes and some live streams. I'm going to have a lot of great guests coming and joining me. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Holy crap, guys. Toy News just exploded. It's been a slow start to the year, but everything just went nuts. So I'm super glad that we are just getting oodles and oodles of action figures and toys. Our wallets are not going to like it, but we're just going to love it, guys. It's absolutely crazy. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Last comments before we log off, everybody. Onassis Custom Designs, great review, Jay. Thank you, brother. I hope you enjoyed it and have a good night and a great weekend. There with a suit. See if you can do the Avatar toys in the future. We will. I'm covering everything I can on this amazing set of reveals for everything that we saw at this year's toy fair. Grand 460 night, Jay. Night to you too, brother. Thanks for everything. Onassis, I can't wait. Thank you, brother. Really appreciate it. Guys, thank you for being here tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Please don't forget to subscribe to JP over at Thundercats Classics. And of course, please consider entering the raffle for From the Realm. It's a mega raffle, and you guys will not regret it. $5 an entry. All the rules are available on Thundercats Classics and From the Realm's Instagram page. You can definitely check it out. They're giving a crap ton of giveaways, $2,000 worth of giveaways, as I understand it. And definitely, it's for a good cause. You guys got to support these guys. They're doing some amazing things, making their own action figure for crying out loud. Please, guys, consider checking it out. Their work is top-notch, and they will be at Toylanta Power Up March 28th to the 30th. I will also be there, so would love to see you guys there. So please subscribe to From the Realm and help support this great cause. I hope you guys do check it out. Thank you guys so much for that. Guys, I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. Last comments before we log off. Thank you, Tommy. Always great to see Sculpt Viper Tommy in the chat. And of course, thank you for your awesome work at Mondo, Tommy. You're amazing. And on Delta 17. And on Delta 17. I'm sorry, Tommy. Hector, awesome show. Good night, brother. Mythic Dolphin, good night to you too, my friend. Always good to see the Mythic Dolphin. Yojo OC, peace, everybody. Peace, Yojo. Onassis, thank you, brother. Rodimus Prime 1982, Triptychon back up for pre-order on Pulse. Guys, don't miss it. And Alejandro Valdez will be the last for the night. Good night, everybody. That's the cue for me. Good night, everybody. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. More toy news to come because the toy fair continues throughout this entire weekend. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Good journey, everybody. Geek proud.